738 KTRS, the Big 550. We are joined this morning by Kathy Helbig, owner of Kathy Helbig Group. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
It is a seller's market out there right now. That's a good thing, right?
Right. It's a seller's market, but sometimes people think, well, it's a seller's market, so that means I can just throw my house up and it'll sell itself.
Well, that's how it works, isn't it?
I don't need a realtor. I don't need to fix it up. You need exposure, and that is absolutely not the case. So we're here to talk today to people that are thinking about doing that themselves and warn you against it, because really there still is a lot of strategy that it takes to go into getting the top dollar for your house, even in a seller's market.
So where would you start, Kathy? If I'm thinking about it, maybe it's time to downsize. My wife and I, we're not. But if that was it, how far out in advance should I be thinking about the process?
Well, we meet with people sometimes weeks and months in advance. So that's what we prefer, because we want to come in. We have a whole staging and design team that we bring in that will tell you exactly what you need to do to your home to help prepare it for the market. And it's in the eyes of a resale, not for what you like or what your tastes are, or like a decorator that's going to decorate for you. Oftentimes we hear from our clients that there's different things that we told them to do, sometimes less things that we told them to do that they were thinking that they had to do. So it's really a stress reliever for us to kind of come in and take that ball and run with it. And we have people that we recommend. We can plug it in. We can be as involved as you want or as little as you want in that before process. But that's really the part where people kind of, that's their pain point. They're like, oh, I don't want to get my house ready. I don't want to spend money on it. So maybe we could just throw a sign out and see what happens.
What is the common misconception that about that? Oh, I can just do it myself, do a little FSBO, for sale by owner.
Well, they think because there's great exposure online that you can just, get your house out there, or if you're in a hot neighborhood. And sometimes that's the case. You will have some interest in it. But what people don't understand is the true work comes in once the house goes under contract. There are so many curveballs that happen from the day you get a signed contract to the day you come to the closing table that have to be followed up on, that have to be fixed, that have to be negotiated. And that's where a lot of for sale by owner deals fall apart, is because you're dealing one-on-one with each other, and there's so much emotions involved with selling a house that you don't have that third party to kind of slap you in the face sometimes and say, you're being ridiculous, you're not thinking of the final goal, or you know what, they're being ridiculous and you need to stick your heels in the ground and we can get more for your house. And that's the other thing with people that sell their house themselves. The buyer knows you're selling it yourself, so the buyer wants a better deal. So ultimately you end up really not saving the commission because it's negotiated into the price anyway. A good savvy agent like my team, we will negotiate the highest price we can possibly get for the house. And then we have to renegotiate a lot of times at the appraisal. And that's another part where it falls apart when you don't have a professional that knows what they're doing and knows how to deal with the appraisers and the banks to go back in and make sure that we can show them the value of the house, of the price that we just got. Because oftentimes they're coming in, the appraisal value can come in $5,000, $10,000, $30,000 under value. So if you're not a professional that knows how to go back and pick that apart, then you don't have a chance of trying to get that put together. Or we had one recently where the appraisal, there was no comps. So the appraiser came in $50,000 under. But because of our negotiating skills, we were able to show the buyer that just because there was a lack of comps doesn't mean the house wasn't valued at that. The buyer listened to what we had to say, even though they had their own agent, and they came up with the difference and bought the house because they knew it really was worth that, but the bank was just not going to lend on that, and they were in a position where they could make up the difference. So instead of just walking away, we showed the value, and they trusted in our homework, and they saw that it really was priced right.
That shows that those with the experience that you have bring so much to the transaction.
It does.
And it all looks easy out there. I get this with the practice of law. I get a lot of people out there. The internet.
So easy.
Yeah, it's just so easy. I go online. I'll find a form.
And people think they're saving so much money, but most agents want most buyers want representation. So even if you're selling on your own, they're going to try to bring their buyer's agent into the deal anyway. So you're paying half the commission already right there. The other half is really so much more valuable. And if you look at the stats of what people sell by owner or even use discount brokerages, what we get on our price for actual sale price to list price is so much higher that what you think you might be saving 2 or 3% on, we're making up on the back end. We make up on what we get for that house. So you're ultimately not saving anything, and you're doing the work yourself, and half the time it's falling apart. And now you come on the market with kind of behind the 8 ball after you've already gone through all of this.
Right. Yeah, it's your biggest investment that you will ever have. I don't understand why someone would not want to have.
So call. So that's the message here. Call Kathy Helbig at the Kathy Helbig Group.
Yes, and get us in early. We are already doing strategies that sell your houses sometimes before we get them on the market.
Wow.
So,
Thank you so much, Kathy, for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
It's 7:44. Back after this.